I call this meeting to order. This is a commissioner meeting of December 10th, 2025 at 6 p.m. at the Sussex County Administrative Center, Commissioner Meeting Room on 1 Spring Street, Newton, New Jersey. Roll call, please.
Deputy
Here.
Commissioner
Here.
Henderson.
Here.
Director Carney.
Here. Can we get a moment of silence and a salute to the flag? Pledge allegiance to the flag. And to the republic which under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. Stop the meeting. Number 4 is public statement. Pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, PL 1975, adequate notice as defined by Section 3D of Chapter 231, PL 1975, has been made by regular mail and email. Such notice being submitted on January 7th, 2025, from the Administrative Center of the County of Sussex, located at 1 Spring Street, Newton, New Jersey, to the following: New Jersey Herald, Star Ledger, and Straus News, and is also posted on the bulletin board maintained in the Administrative Center for public announcements and has been submitted to the Sussex County Clerk in compliance with said act. This time, please mute all electronic devices. Commissioners, please remove your phones. Number 5 is the approval agenda. I just wanted to amend the agenda. I want to move the executive session to the end after a second public hearing, just due to the weather. Try to get you guys home before weather gets too bad. Second public session. Motion, Commissioner Henderson moves. Have a second?
I'll second.
Commissioner Groot seconds. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Carries. Number 6, proclamations, certificates, presentations. There is none. Number 8 is a public hearing. There is none. Number 9, public session from the floor. This public session is for those wishing to make a comment of 3 minutes or less regarding an agenda item. Please line up at the microphone and state your name, municipality, and a topic agenda for the record. Motion to open the floor for public comment.
So moved.
Commissioner DeGroot, have a second?
Second.
Commissioner Henderson, any discussion? In favor, say aye.
Aye.
Oppose, abstain, carries. The floor is open, agenda topics only. All right, seeing none, motion to close the floor for public comment.
So moved.
Deputy Director
Second.
Space, moves. Commissioner DeGroot seconds. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Oppose, abstain, carries. Number 10, Commissioner comments. We'll start with you, Commissioner Henderson.
Okay, on November 26th, I attended the Sussex County MUA meeting. You all have received a copy of their minutes. If you have any questions, concerns, please let me know and I will address them at their next meeting. On November 29th, Commissioner DeGroot and I attended the Newton Holiday Parade. I'd like to thank the Newton Council for their invitation to participate in their parade. On December 1st, I attended the Sussex County Planning Board meeting where several topics were discussed and requests for waivers for property located in Sparta. Those waivers were granted by the board. Same day, I also attended the Vernon Township Council meeting as their liaison. Several topics were discussed. These meetings are also aired live and can be seen live on YouTube. On December 3rd, I, along with Commissioner Groot, attended the County Clerk's Christmas gathering. I'd like to express my thanks to Jeff Parrott, County Clerk, and his staff for their hospitality. On December 4th, I attended the Economic Development Breakfast at Yetter's Diner. As I've stated several times, this event certainly gives me the ability to feel the pulse of businesses and homeowners in the county. Also on December 4th, I attended a Zoom meeting of the Sussex County Water Quality PAC. On December 5th, I attended the Lafayette School Christmas tree lighting as a proud Lafayette resident. You know you're getting old when the parents there are the same parents that went to school with your children. On December 6th, I, along with Lafayette Mayor Kevin O'Leary, attended the Andover FOP Lodge for Toys for Tots event. Every time I attend these events, the support from Sussex County residents for those in need is overwhelming. On December 8th, I again attended the Vernon Council meeting. Several hot topics are definitely on their agenda. On December 9th, I, along with Commissioner Carney, Commissioner Space, Interim Administrator Christina Marks, attended Crystal Springs Resort Christmas event at Minerals Resort. I'd just like to say, seeing all the employees from Crystal Springs property shows how many residents are employed by the resort, and it is certainly an asset to Sussex County. Today, I attended the Sussex County MUA meeting at 3 o'clock, a Sussex County VOTEC meeting at 5 o'clock, and I'm glad to be sitting in this chair tonight at 6 o'clock. Lastly, as we enter the holiday season, please remember those less fortunate and support the county or any county food pantry. I can speak as firsthand as a volunteer that there's a number of individuals that I'm proud of that work there and give food to those in our county that need or in need. It certainly is heartwarming. And that's all I have.
Yes, good evening, everyone. First, as liaison to Musconecon River Management Council, I had the opportunity to chat with them this month. The main update was the emphasis on the ongoing drought concerns that occurred this fall and the importance of protecting the Highlands region's water supply, which serves 70% of New Jersey, for those that don't know. The council also reviewed accomplishments from 2025, including the new branding initiative, increased municipal conformance participation, and progress on climate monitoring, stormwater work, and sustainable agriculture efforts. There were no Sussex County specific updates or with any of our municipalities reported for November, but ongoing regional work continues to benefit all Highlands counties, including ours. Moving on, the Sussex County Library System is pleased to spotlight its free access to consumer reports available both online and in print. Residents can use this trusted resource to compare products, read expert reviews, and make informed purchasing decisions on everything from cars to electronics to household appliances and health items. Library card holders can log in from home from the Sussex County Library System's website to browse the full digital database or access it on the public computers inside any branch. Print editions and special buying guides are also available for those who prefer physical copies. This service reflects Sussex County Library System's ongoing commitment to providing reliable information and valuable tools for the community. To access consumer reports or apply for a library card, please visit any Sussex County Library branch or explore online resources at sussexcountylibrary.org/databases. Next, from the Division of Senior Services, I'd like to highlight the Caregiver Support Group virtual meeting. This will be on Thursday, December 18th from 2 to 3 p.m. via Zoom. This program is designed to help caregivers manage stress, improve well-being, and connect with resources and support services available to them. Information and referrals will also be provided as needed. For details or to register, please contact Senior Services at 973-579-0555, extension 1288. Finally, I had the pleasure of attending some community events as well over the past few weeks. I was honored to participate in Newton's Holiday Parade alongside Commissioner Henderson. Thank you to Sandra Diglio for all you do for Newton and for organizing such a wonderful holiday celebration. I also volunteered at Luscroft's farm holiday event, and I really want to thank and extend my gratitude to the Friends of Luscroft Farm for their ongoing work to preserve and just keep going this iconic landmark, not only for Sussex County, but all of North Jersey. That's all I have for this evening. Thanks. God bless.
The Division of Senior Services is hosting an AARP Smart Driver course for motorists age 50 and older on Monday, December 15th, 2025, and Tuesday, December 16th, 2025, from 9:30 to 12:50 p.m. at the main library located at 125 Morris Turnpike in Newton. This two-day course helps motorists avoid driving hazards, recognize changes in vision, hearing, and reaction times. Upon completion of both classes, this course offers participants an a 3-year discount on a portion of their auto insurance premium. The fee is $20 for AARP members and $25 for non-members. The course is free for participants with AARP United Healthcare as their Medicare supplement. To obtain additional information or to register, contact the Division of Senior Services at 973-579-0555, extension 1277. Division of Health, Communicable Diseases, Infectious Illnesses, a total of 196 cases of communicable and tick-borne illnesses were reported in November of 2025, which represents an increase from the 149 cases recorded in November of 2024. The data on infectious illness shows that there were 2 deaths reported in November 2025, which is an increase from the 1 reported death in November 2024. Measles, as of December 2nd, 2025, the CDC has reported 1,828 confirmed measles cases across 43 jurisdictions. As of December 4th, 2025, there are no confirmed cases in Sussex County. The most effective way to prevent measles is through vaccination. 2 doses of the measles, mumps, and rubella MMR vaccine are approximately 97% effective at preventing measles, while 1 dose offers about 93% protection. To help protect yourself and others, especially if you plan to travel, talk to your healthcare provider about the MMR vaccine. Tick-borne illnesses, there were 52 cases of tick-borne illnesses. Anaplasmosis and Lyme's disease reported in November of 25, which is an increase from the 42 documented cases in 2024. Schools, the average absenteeism rate for schools due to influenza-like illnesses, ILI, in November 2025 was 6.72%. This figure is slightly lower than average absenteeism rate of 6.83% for ILI recorded in November 2024. There was 1 outbreak reported in November 2025, which is higher than the 0 outbreaks reported in 2024. 1 is not too bad. I recently had a meeting with Ginny's House, and they have a VOCA funding, which they had cut. VOCA funding comes from the federal government, and it's distributed to the state. And Ginny's House receives normally $390,000 a year, and that's what they use for their clinical program, where they have the exams at Ginny's House for the Victims of Crime Act. That's what VOCA stands for. And they were cut. It's decided from the state of New Jersey where the funds go, and Ginny's House was one of the ones cut, and so was Deidre's House, which is similar to Ginny's House in Morris County. The director is planning on doing a resolution by the next meeting. We just didn't get all the information that we needed in time. So that's very hurtful to us here in Sussex County. Director Carney and I started visiting the county road departments again, and we visited Stillwater Garage yesterday at 7 a.m., along with Rayanne Garreau. She came with us, and it's nice to hear their concerns, their complaints, and the things that they like, and ways that we can help them make things a better workplace for them. Tomorrow, weather permitting, we're supposed to hit Sandyston's County Garage. We plan to hit them all again in the next couple of months. We came from a meeting earlier today with Sheriff Strada. Christina Marks and I had one again last week. So, things are moving along, and he's all about public safety, and ways that we can help him are important. And in the audience, if you don't know, there's Dave Silverthorne. If you want to wave your hand, Dave. Dave recently won the election, and he's going to be our new commissioner, and we will not have an empty seat on the end. We look forward to having 5 voices again on this board. And Alan touched on the Board of School Estimate meeting that we had here before we came in, and we passed a resolution. The motion was to approve Resolution 1. The board accepts and approves the final eligible cost debt service aid with a maximum dollar amount of eligible costs of $3,681,600 for the wastewater treatment plant replacement, state project number, and then it's 511001000251000. And we passed that today with the Sussex Tech School Board members that are on the school board estimate with us. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Deputy Director. I will be brief. I'll start with my engineering report. Bridge X20 Bear Road over the west branch of the Papaketing, can't even say that, Creek has reached substantial completion as of 12/4/25 and was open to traffic. Striping will be completed before the end of the year, weather permitting. McAfee Greens Corner Road, they're working on a gas main installation of a new 8-inch gas main, along with retirement of an old 4-inch main. Construction reached substantial completion, and ongoing weather work, plowing and whatnot. The DPW does a great job. As Commissioner Deputy Director Space said, we will continue to visit our DPW garages along with Rayanne to figure out any situations, any problems that they have. It was a good meeting over at the Stillwater Garage. I think we got some answers that we were looking for, and I think they'll be happy what we gave them. Just one thing, topic in the news pertaining to the Andover subacute. Not most of you, I guess some of you who come to our meetings over the last few years, we've been in litigation with Andover subacute with the state, trying to get information on what happened over there. I just want to say that we don't grant pardons here. I don't know how you get a pardon, but that's not what we do here. I could just tell you that Joseph Schwartz, the owner, crammed dead bodies into a shed, 17 from Sussex County residents, and he stole $38 million. I don't understand it, but that's what happened. I don't think he's a good person. And again, we don't grant pardons, so I just wanted to comment on that. That's all I have. Number 11 is the approval of consent agenda. We do not have one. Number 12 is the approval of minutes. We don't have any minutes. 13 is ordinance. There is no ordinance. 14 is appointments and or resignations. There are none. Resolutions. Thank you. Motion to adopt resolutions A through N.
So moved.
Director Space, can I have a second?
Second.
Commissioner Henderson, any discussion? All right, roll call.
Deputy Director Space?
Yes.
Commissioner DeGroot?
Yes.
Commissioner Hayden absent. Commissioner Henderson?
Yes.
Director Carney?
Yes. Number 16 is awards of contracts, change orders, and bids. Board of County Commissioners of the County of Sussex. Hold on one second. I'm sorry. I had surgery on Wednesday and often hurts me, so I apologize. Board of County Commissioners of the County of Sussex has reviewed the award contract change orders bids consisting of various proposed resolutions and determined that the adoption of the said resolutions is and will further the public interest. Motion to adopt resolutions A through R.
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Henderson moves. Commissioner DeGroot seconds. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Deputy Director Space?
Yes.
Commissioner DeGroot?
Yes.
Commissioner Hayden absent. Commissioner Henderson?
Yes.
Director Carney?
Yes. 17, it's a payment of bills list. This is bills list A from December 10th, 2025. Motion to pay bills list A.
So moved.
Deputy Director Space, can I have a second?
Second.
Commissioner DeGroot, have any discussion? Roll call.
Deputy Director Space?
Yes.
Commissioner DeGroot?
Yes.
Commissioner Hayden absent. Commissioner Henderson?
Yes.
Director Carney?
Yes. Resolution B is a payment of bills list B from December 10th, 2025. Motion to pay bills list B.
So moved.
Commissioner Henderson, can I have a second?
Second.
Commissioner DeGroot, seconds. Roll call. Any discussion? Sorry. Roll call.
Deputy Director Space?
Abstain?
Commissioner DeGroot?
Yes.
Commissioner Hayden absent. Commissioner Henderson?
Yes.
Director Carney?
Yes. Number 18 is personnel. We have one personnel agenda from 12/10/25. Motion to approve personnel agenda.
So moved.
Deputy Director Space, can I have a second?
Second.
Commissioner DeGroot, seconds. Any discussion? Roll call.
Deputy Director Space?
Yes.
Commissioner DeGroot?
Yes.
Commissioner Hayden absent. Commissioner Henderson?
Yes.
Director Carney?
Yes. 19, the administrative report. Christina, you were up.
Okay, thank you, Director. Just a few brief updates for the board. The first is our new county website. We are continuing work on that for a new and improved website. Deputy Director Space and I were part of the Planning and Design Committee. I'm happy to report that the website is nearing final production. Currently, the departments within the county are reviewing content, and once all of the information has been updated, the website will move into final production with completion expected within the first 2 weeks of January. The second update that I have relates to Commissioner DeGroot's request from last meeting regarding the signs over the water features in Sussex County. I spoke with our administrator for engineering and our director for facilities about this. There were concerns about placing signs in county-established right-of-ways around those water features, as typically those are supposed to be reserved for traffic control. And there were also questions on exactly where the other signs would be placed and locations, whether it's all the water features or certain ones. Their initial estimate would be that it may have a significant cost to it, again, depending on how many signs they would be creating. But we can look more into depth into this if the board wishes to move forward on the project. We also need to incorporate this into the budget preparations for next year's if necessary. The next matter is IT. The board at the next meeting will be considering a couple of resolutions next week, which will approve additional security upgrades to the county's firewall and security system. And it's using funds that have been left over this year. So it's not, we're not increasing the budget to be able to accomplish those. Sheriff's Pole Barn, everything that we have received back from the DEP has been positive. I should have an additional update by the end of this week on next steps with that project. Dennis Library, purchasing has finished going through the specs. The architect and the engineers are currently going through the drawings and working on a revised estimate, which is expected after the first of the year. With the holidays, everything is a little bit delayed. But we are looking at a possible award in February with beginning of the work at the library in April at the earliest. And the Lafayette pole barn, there are currently issues with the approved contractor that the county hired. They have only been sending a couple crew members to complete the construction. So the kit manufacturer has been sending out a construction official to kind of oversee the work, and they have identified issues as they're moving forward with the project. So they have been meeting, our facilities division and the kit manufacturer have been meeting regularly on this. I should have another update by the end of this week to see how the construction has been moving forward since last week's update. And if there are continued issues, we may have to speak with county council. And that's my report. Thank you.
Can I just comment on one of these? I'm going to go to the sign request, and I'm going to quote Commissioner DeGroot there at one of our meetings when he said, with the capital improvement budget, what is essential and what may be considered a luxury? When we have employees sitting in this meeting room here and saying they can barely survive and they've got to work 2 jobs, I certainly consider signs going over a water or a brook, whatever, certainly a luxury, and certainly one that I can say I would not support.
And just to clarify, this was me on behalf of constituent coming to the board and just seeing if this was something to investigate. Per the board's decision, I mean, we know where Commissioner Henderson stands. We can, all talk about at whatever time if we want to proceed or not. But if it is costly, as you said, Commissioner Henderson, I did say luxury versus necessity. This would be more so a luxury, just doing my job in representing the constituency.
Okay. County council? Right, new business?
I do have a matter for new business. So I was contacted less than an hour before tonight's meeting from our administrator for the Health and Human Services Department that the Workforce Development Board they were advised that the state is pulling funding for the CDL licenses. That would impact training for our potential transit drivers. I would anticipate that would impact potential DPW employees, future DPW employees as well. So I'm asking Ms. Florio is going to talk to the Workforce Development Board, but I'm also asking the board, once I gather a little bit more information that I can distribute to anyone, if the board would potentially be interested in approving a resolution to support the continued funding for these CDL licenses.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they should be able to get you some information within the next 2 days, before the end of the week.
As well, Deputy Director Space kind of touched on it with Ginny's house. I want to put a resolution again to send it to the state and ask for that $390,000 back. Why you start with taking money away from children who need it, who need his services, is beyond me. So again, if you guys are good with that, we'll put another resolution together and have that ready for our next meeting as well. Good, everybody good?
Absolutely.
23, public session from the floor. Public session for those wishing to make general statements or 3 minutes or less on non-agenda topics. Please line up with the microphone and state your name and then spread it for the record. Motion to open the floor for public comments.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Henderson, move. Aye.
Aye.
Hi, good evening. My name is Gail Just. I live in Layton. And I was reading something, I'm not sure where I read it, but that the sheriff's office recently had an overtime issue. There was a $5,000 charge, $9,000, $8,000, several of them. And they came as a result of the rallies that we've had recently at the Green here in Newton. Now, if anyone is to rally there, that's great. Everyone has the right to do that. However, it shouldn't cost me, the taxpayer, any money, extra money for the sheriff's office. I would suggest that you, the board, make a resolution that anyone who wants to rent, use, or for the county green or that they supply their own security, that they have extra insurance, that we, the county, and we, the taxpayer, shouldn't be paying those large sums. That's a lot of money, 9,000, 5,000, that's not right. So I suggest that maybe you guys put your heads together and do a resolution that, that can be avoided as far as it being a burden on the sheriff's office and a burden on the taxpayers. That's number one. Number two, I do believe that after the election, there was a number of signs that were left out all over the county. One dealing with the Democrat that was running for the office here of commissioner. I saw his signs just recently still out there. I think that the towns ought to pay more attention to all the political signs that are left out after the period of time that is allowed, and there should be a fine for those that are left behind. And it's easy to figure out who it is. It's the guy on the sign or the girl on the sign. So if the sign is still out, send them the bill and that they haven't picked up all their signs.
Sandy, excuse me, Sandy Hall Lake, New Jersey.
Yes, go ahead.
Sorry, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to address the board. The cost of law enforcement presence at public gatherings appears to place a burden on the county budget, which allocates 18% for public safety. It has been suggested that permits for public gatherings could be denied because of need and cost for law enforcement. My concern is this: denying permits for any public gatherings is infringing on the First Amendment. I believe the reality is this: peaceful protests, gatherings, demonstrations, whatever you want to call them, will continue. The First Amendment should not and cannot be the sacrificial lamb because of funding concerns. I value my protections under the First Amendment to use my voice as I do now. I urge the commissioners to bridge the gap between those using their First Amendment rights and those sworn to protect and serve our communities. Let's have discussions and explore ways to keep everyone safe. Perhaps the organizations can explore self-monitoring and work with local enforcement agencies. Are there protocols for law enforcement to manage crowd control? I don't know. I couldn't find any public document outlining the crowd control. Is it possible to somehow manage law enforcement and the gatherings? Is there a way to secure the protection of participants while limiting the use of law enforcement? I don't know. My protesting days are over. I'm older than all of you sitting at this table, and I remember well the protests in the 60s, the Pettus Bridge crossing, demonstrations and rallies against the war. And I remember the commitment to work for change. It was, we shall not be moved. I am a taxpayer like everyone else in this room. My tax dollars pay for law enforcement and presence at these meetings. I figured at approximately $81 an hour, time and a half for 4 officers for a 2-hour meeting. The cost is approximately $640 per meeting. Let's remember that law enforcement were requested by Commissioner Hayden because he felt quote unquote threatened. And I can't remember the last time he attended a meeting, and he continues to be paid with my tax dollars while he is a no-show.
1 minute.
You may not agree with the demonstrators' agenda. They may not agree with yours. We must all agree on this, and I quote, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or the right of people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances, end quote, the Constitution. If we abuse the First Amendment, what's next? And on another note, unrelated, I never heard any comments about a pardon of 1,500 convicted persons from January 6th where people were injured, traumatized, and murdered. Thank you.
Evening, Commissioners. Thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. My name is Ray Morris. I live on 34 Dogwood Drive in Newton. I'm here as a Sussex County taxpayer to discuss the Sheriff's Department budget and recent concerns raised about overtime costs related to events on the Newton Green. I understand that this board has expressed concerns about budget challenges and has specifically referenced overtime expenses for the Sheriff's Department related to rallies on the Newton Green. As commissioners, you have a duty to scrutinize expenses and find cost savings where possible, and I respect that responsibility. However, I believe to put these numbers in I believe it's important to put these numbers in proper context. According to the counties, now I'm looking at the 2024 budget, adopted budget. I know the figures probably are changed for 2025, but the sheriff's 2024 budget was $7.4 million. The overtime cost for Newton Green rallies is somewhere around $24,000. I don't have those figures. And then I noticed recently a $10,000 figure for the most recent rally. So now we're at $34,000 or so. This represents 0.3% of the department budget for the sheriff's department. 0.3%. While every taxpayer dollar matters and should be spent wisely, I'm concerned that this particular expense is receiving disproportionate attention. If we're generally looking for meaningful budget savings, there are far larger line items that would have significantly more impact on the county's fiscal health. If this board is serious about addressing budget challenges, I encourage you to look at the bigger picture. The Sheriff's Department budget includes $6,684,000 in total salaries and wages.
1 minute.
$729,000 in other operational expenses, and that is 2024. Those are 2024 numbers. These are the areas where meaningful savings could potentially be found through efficiency improvements or program reviews. I respectfully request that this board maintain proportional focus when evaluating county expenses, avoiding targeting specific costs based on the political content of protected speech. If budget cutting is truly necessary, conduct a comprehensive review of all departments to identify the most impactful savings. As taxpayers, we expect fiscal responsibility, but we also expect fair and even-handed governance that doesn't single out constitutionally protected activities for special scrutiny. Thanks for your time.
Anyone else?
John Snyder, Sanderston. I want to go back to January 6th. I don't have all the information here. I did present it once a few months ago. But as far as I know, one person lost their lives on January 6th. It was a female veteran who apparently was unarmed, coming through a window, and she was murdered. Her name was Ashley Babbitt. That is the only person who lost their lives. And I believe that the whole thing of January 6th, and I hope it comes out, it's being investigated, that it was the Biden government that was encouraging people to get out of hand and do things that none of us really approve of. But I just believe it was a government conspiracy, and that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Tricia Haney, Lafayette. Got my notes. I ran out of the house really fast because of the snow. So if I stutter or forget something, please. As you all know, about 2 weeks ago, there were two shot in DC. And she unfortunately passed away. There's a gentleman, Andy Wolf. He recovery, and that his parents signs of recovery slowly. Parents put out online a request for people to send cards, letters, whatever, to Andy to show him support. So I thought I made some copies at Staples, which is closing soon. I'm unhappy to see that, but if I could leave some copies with the secretary, and then I don't know if I have enough for each person to have one, but maybe you can make some copies for them and take a picture from your phone. It'd be great if you could send Andy a note, get well card, Christmas card. If you have any children or grandchildren in your family, maybe mention that this young man was injured. He's 24, and maybe one of your grandkids could make a nice card that always brings a smile to everyone's face when they see a child's card. So if you could do that, that would be wonderful. I'd appreciate it. I have some extra copies if anyone here in the audience card, maybe, take a picture of this and text it or email it if you have a site or you have, friends that you might think would send a card to Andy. I think that would be great. We need to show our support to this man who's only 24 and his life has been totally changed. So that's all I have to say. Thank you very much.
Andrea Harmon from Andover Township. Good evening, everyone. Being told about we're paying the tax dollars that we're paying. I'm seeing signs that are saying F to our president. I don't feel that my tax dollars should have to pay private fund, whatever their organization is, have it, but I don't want to have to be paying for it on supporting him. Funding for Jenny House.
State.
Murphy?
To the state. So the feds give the money to the state.
State is the one to decide it, so it's Murphy made that decision? Okay, thank you. And another thing, when they have Newton Day, they also have Pride Day that they include drag shows, and I don't think that should be allowed. Pride Day, have it, but not when it's Newton Day, so that count them in. I don't want to celebrate. Drag show on Newton Day, so that's all I want to say. Thank you.
Close. Okay, motion to close the floor for public comment.
So moved.
Mr. Henderson, 30 seconds.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carried. 24, reminders, please check the county website, www.suffolk.njws for meeting schedule. Number 25, adjournment, motion to adjourn the meeting. Executive session.
Providing for an executive closed session not open to the public in accordance with the provisions of NJSA 10:4-12 et sec. Whereas the subject matters about to be discussed may be excluded from the public portion of the meeting by resolution of the Board of County Commissioners as an exception to the Open Public Meetings Act pursuant to NJSA 10:4-12B, and whereas it appears necessary for the Board of County Commissioners to discuss such matters in executive session. Now therefore be it resolved that the Board of County Commissioners of the County of Sussex, in accordance with the provisions of NJSA 10:4-B and NJSA 10:4-13, that the board at this time enter into an executive session from which the public shall be excluded, and be it further resolved that the general nature of the subjects to be discussed relate to the following items authorized by NJSA 10:4-12B as designated below. Number 8, matters relating to the employment relationship personnel. Be it further resolved that the deliberations conducted in closed session may be disclosed to the public upon the determination of the Sussex County Board of County Commissioners, or provided by law that the public interest will no longer be served by such confidentiality, and be it further resolved that upon completion of the business for which the board has entered into the executive session, the board shall reconvene and resume its meeting open to the public, and be it further resolved that the board expects to may take formal action after returning from executive session, except to adjourn the regular meeting.
So moved.
Second.
say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, carries. All right, guys, we're going to be a little bit. You're welcome to stay and hear what we come up with, or have a good night, get home safe. Hopefully the roads aren't too bad.